Hello everybody, welcome back to the breakdown. I'm Tone. Fantastic to have you with me once again. Apologies for there not being a video since the New Year's Eve video, but things happen and we get busy or we get lazy. Both of those things are true at different points. Anyway, there's a lot going on today, and today breaking news actually. As of well, you'll notice in this video I'm outside in Melbourne and I'm not wearing the mask. As of midnight tonight, or 11:59 tonight, we've got to be wearing it if we're going to be outside. We also can't be outside for any other reason than the 4 reasons for the what we had to deal with the stage 4 lockdowns. So we're back to that again. This time it only affects Melbourne. I mean the whole state of Victoria. Now there's cases in Victoria, but they're in Melbourne. And it's another hotel quarantine failure. At this stage, it's only a small one, but we saw what happened last time. Here's hoping the 5-day lockdown that we have been told we're going to have until Wednesday, finish of Wednesday next week. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's all we have. But we know how these things can go. Let's not speculate. Let's wait and see how it goes. But a snap reaction to this so that we can avoid a third wave. Now, I spoke about in my New Year's Eve, New Year's Day video, I did talk about the fact that I thought this year might have plenty to show us more than what we got last year. Now, so far this year we've had a pretty good run of it, and look, could still be wrong about the whole 2021 getting 2020 to hold its beer, but at the moment, there's signs, there's talk that the rhetoric around this COVID-19 and all these variants that are out now. Look, I'd be surprised if we don't have plenty more to look forward to coming later this year. And if you're a very astute listener, you would have heard me refer to the fact that as of tomorrow, for the next 5 days after, we will be required to wear the mask, right? Now, if you heard me say that, well done. I wasn't trying to disguise it. But for anyone out there, any of you out there who don't think that the wearing of the mask and the pretty much implied necessity of this coming vaccine, if you don't believe that those are precursors to something that will inevitably come, that you won't be able to buy and sell, and you won't be able to do anything in a normal way without that said thing, aka the mark. If you don't think that all of what's going on right now is not a precursor to that, you've got some waking up to do. I'm just going to leave it at that. We really need to be waking up at this point. But anyway, we've still had to wear them in supermarkets and shopping centres and whatever, where social distancing isn't able to be fully achieved, so to speak. But we're right back to stage 4 restrictions as of tomorrow, as of midnight, for the next 5 days. And that's statewide in Victoria. Now, I know there's mixed emotions from a lot of people here in Victoria about this stuff, and I think that's justifiable. I think the power that is being exerted at the moment, it speaks volumes. Let's just backtrack a little bit. I'm not sure if I've watched any commentators in the news or anywhere talking about the emergency powers that Daniel Andrews' government brought forward, which is usually supposed to only last several months. Now, I never heard anything about, again, I don't know, so I never heard, but this is a question that you should all be asking yourselves. But I never heard anyone speaking about those powers being revoked. Like going back from a state of emergency, the state of emergency powers, whether they were revoked and we went back to a non-state of emergency in terms of not what we're hearing in the news, but the actual powers. Were they switched off? And even if they were, I guess, you know, switch them back on again. Almost seems like by executive order. Now, sounds funny to be talking about that in a democracy like ours, but that's just what it seems to come across like. So, just look at it objectively the best that you can. But I'm not surprised that something was going to happen. It has, I guess, come out of nowhere though. A mate of mine went away just for the weekend, but will end up having to come home back to Melbourne as of tonight anyway, just to keep things simple. Just, you know, otherwise it could potentially complicate things, especially if this lockdown doesn't just end after Wednesday. So, another thing I want to briefly touch on, and that is the handling of some of these border community issues and border closures and all that sort of thing. Whenever any type of restriction, whenever any type of action put in place by government results in accidents, results in anyone's death, there's got to be an investigation of sorts. And without going into great detail, on the Western Highway there was an accident, and I'm sure some of you probably have heard about it, and it was linked to a border closure checkpoint. Now, everything else other than that is mere hearsay to me and speculation, because I wasn't there. But questions like traffic management, number of personnel on site to deal with the volume of traffic and all those types of things, if there's a mistake made in those things, there's got to be an investigation, and I really hope there is, because unfortunately someone died and there was a pretty big jolly mess over there, which I come from near over there. When I heard about it, my first reaction was pity for the families that have been affected. Second one was utter disgust, because the way this thing has been handled, even from way back in last year, to do with these border closures, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's probably amazing that we haven't had something more serious like this yet. But here's the thing. Last time there was a little bit more planning and a little bit more warning. This time it's just wham, bam. You know what it's like. You know how we did it last time. Get to it and do it the same. And that's what we've got over here in Melbourne. Victorians, you know how we handled stage 4 last time. We really shouldn't have to talk you through this again. Get back to it. That's what we've got to do for 5 days. Let's nip this in the bud. Nip it in the bud. A variant, a so-called variant of the COVID-19 virus, of which we don't have a vaccine for, of course, because the vaccine that we're still waiting on only takes care of the one that was known from 2019-2020. And what happens when we get that vaccine? Can we stop wearing masks? No. Can we go back to normal? No. Questions to be thought about there. Anyway, we'll leave that one there, I think. I reckon I've made my point. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is I've recently made a new friend, fast becoming a very good friend of mine. His name's Tony, and he does the publicity for a new game that's still in the process of being created. It's called Noah VR, so you can go and Google that. It should come up in Google. They've got a Facebook page, and they've got a website. So I encourage you to go check that out. NoahVR.net. But go and check that out. It's a Christian game, so for any of you that watch my videos, don't let that put you off. It is really designed to be a very fun game, a mind-opening game. It may answer some questions of yours. It's certainly designed to cover as many bases as possible. So please go and check that website out at least. I'm hoping, we'll see how we go and see when we can do it, but I'm hoping to actually do a Skype interview with Tony, and then he can explain it. He's across it much more than I am, but he can explain it in greater detail in that time. We'll work on getting him onto this channel, but yes, in the meantime, if you're interested, go to noahvr.net and check that out. And another channel that I'll give a plug here. Now, I haven't actually spoken to this Tony. Another Tony. It's raining Anthony's. There's Tones the Breakdown. There's Tony Woodcock's Sale Daddy, and there's Tony Martin, who's taking care of the Noah VR publicity stuff. So, look, it's really good. Quite by chance, I meet a few other Anthonys. But yeah, so Sale Daddy, that's the channel, and he talks about a lot of the stuff that's going on these days, and some good humour in there. I've found some really great value in what he shares. So yeah, that's on YouTube, Sale Daddy, and his name's Tony Woodcocks. And look, he really covers stuff in a way that I really enjoy. He brings up the facts. He also asks questions, sort of goes, hey, what do you think about this stuff? Like, is there any value to this? Have you thought about this? Which is always the best way. You don't want people telling you what to think. You want people to be asking you questions that make you, I guess, think in the same sort of way as they have, where they've gone, well, gee, you know what, I reckon there's some value to this. That's what I find on his channel. So yeah, go check his out. And he's also involved with this Noah VR thing as well. He's in partnership with that. So we'll see if there's ever a crossover between him and I. But first I'm going to work on having an interview time with Tony Martin about the Noah VR. He's as I said, he's doing the publicity. He can speak across it much more than what I can here and now. It's a very exciting project, though. There's an opportunity for those that really want to be behind it to have some benefit from that as well, and I'll get him to cover that in detail. I'll allow him to do that. But overall, it's about covering things from a basis of truth. And as you know, me and my channel here, that's what I'm about. Things from a basis of truth, a basis of understanding, breaking things down into manageable parts so that we can get to what is the truth of the matter, and then we can beat whatever's coming against us. And make no mistake, there is a lot of stuff coming against us right now. Like, just on the face of what is going on right now, what came out in the news today, and this sharp lockdown and the power in which it was done, it's just going to get, for the most part, it's going to be swallowed by the public as being a necessary thing because it needed to happen really quickly. You realise that this sets a precedent, right? This will not be the last time that this happens. In fact, we've had barely 12 hours to know that it's coming. Last time we had several days. Next time it could be, as of what I say, bam, it's going to lock down, and that's it. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, that's really what I wanted to share with you today. As I encourage you all the time, keep your eyes open. If you wear glasses usually, make sure you go out and you are wearing them. Don't miss the things that are just subtle hints at what could be coming next. Don't miss those things. There's plenty of stuff that points towards what we can expect next. And while we've had a really good first 6 weeks of the year, just be mindful, anything can happen. And a perfect example is this hard lockdown for 5 days. 5 days, I'm holding you to that. I'm holding you to that, Dan the man. So we'll leave that where it is. Thank you very much for joining me on the breakdown. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please like. If you want to keep up with videos that I come out with, especially those that are hopefully coming soon with the interview with Tony and the stuff about Noah VR, please subscribe to my channel so that when that video and any other videos I share do come up, you don't miss them. Please share this video with anyone that you think would benefit from that. Actually, I will put one little plug just for any of you guys out there. This is specifically a guys thing. For any of you guys out there that are struggling, I've recently been added to or invited to join a Brotherhood of Victoria Facebook page. I find that to be a very encouraging Facebook page. There are a lot of people that are gaining a lot of assistance and help and understanding from other like-minded brothers. So if you're struggling, as I said, this channel is about trying to help people with struggling with things. But if you're also struggling and you want a very broad sort of amount of assistance from a wide range of guys that are on there and seeking help from each other and helping each other out, go to the Brotherhood of Victoria or the Victorian Brotherhood. It's either one of those. Can't quite remember, but yes, it's one of those. You'll find it if you type in Victorian Brotherhood or Brotherhood of Victoria. Check that out. I hope that that's a blessing to you as well. Helps you connect to some other like-minded people that are going through some troubling times and might be able to help you. You might be able to help them and all the rest of it. But thank you for joining me on the breakdown. I'm Tone, and until next time, be kind to each other and God bless. Bye for now.